Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. Tough times never last, but tough people do. I'm Michael Kuzilny, and I thank you very much for joining in every Wednesday night. You know, we've been doing this for the last 5 years. I've interviewed thousands of people, and I thank you sincerely for coming up to me in the street and thanking me for some of the stories you've heard. We've had plenty of people on the couch who've been authentic enough to share their stories, whether it's been a tough divorce, prison time, alcohol problems, drug problems. And on tonight's show, a regular, Angelo, who's been on the show a couple of times. Angelo has spent about 5 years behind bars in prison for a variety of offences, including fraud, and he's been a heroin addict, but it seems like he's turned his life around. Thanks, Angelo, for coming once again.
Thank you.
So, where we're at, life's pretty good for you at the moment.
Yeah, it's been really tough, but I must be honest, it's pretty good. I mean, my health is reasonable. I feel reasonably healthy, and I wake up every day and I don't mind waking up.
But when you say tough, you know, we create our own life, don't we? I always say to blokes when they ring me and they say, "Oh, Michael, I've got all these problems." I say, look in the mirror. We are responsible because we create all that shit in our lives, don't we?
I believe so too.
You know?
Yeah, we do.
Because that's so true, viewers, isn't it? We create our own our lifestyle. We design our lives, and if we don't design it, someone else is going to design it for us. But the person you're with, you know, people might be bluing in their relationships, but that's the person you decided to love. If you're going to shoot up drugs, that's what you've decided to do. If you've decided to rip off your system and end up in jail, it's really no one's fault except yourself, isn't it, Angelo?
Correct. I mean, look, I believe personally that sometimes some people get it tougher than others. For whatever reason, they may have come from the right side of the road and they go onto the other side of the road through friendships, through whatever reason. Other people the other way around, so it's like, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. Whether it's destiny or...
I suppose it's choices, Angelo, isn't it? We all grow up.
Yeah.
Some people grow up and they might have great-grandparents who've got plenty of money, so the kids end up in private schooling, live in Bayside or Toorak, in nice areas. Other kids aren't so lucky. They might not have a father. They might grow up in areas where they hang around with blokes who take drugs and get hooked pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's...
I mean, parents have got a lot to do with it, isn't it?
They have, look, parents do, I believe most parents do their best.
Yeah.
But in reality, when you're growing up and you're a young kid, and well, I'll talk for myself, and I met someone who was double my age, who basically manipulated and just, you know, ruined me, basically. I went berserk because I was only 18, she was 36, and I found out she was seeing someone else, and God saved me that I was lucky that I didn't do what I was going to do. So that was just like, call it luck free or whatever.
Angelo, to get it into, sum it all up, prison time, how many years all up?
About 5 years.
What sort of offences?
Mainly just basically shoplifting, fraud, you know, false checks, but never a violence.
So it all came back to you, but obviously you're ripping off the system, and it's like karma, viewers, isn't it? I always say whatever we do, think, or say has a corresponding effect on the universe. Action, reaction, action, reaction, and it's all karma. You know, if we remember that, I suppose everything we do, say, or even think towards others always comes back. It's no accident that the people who are so generous and give to all the charities always have such a great life, and abundance comes back to them. It's no accident that people who are angry all the time just attract so much misery into their lives. Isn't that right, Angelo? So, you know, all those short visits in prison was no accident.
No, it was no accident. I think what saved me is basically, I prefer to be happy and nice to people than be nasty and fight over whatever, who's in line first or...
No, you're a nice bloke. That's what I like about you, mate. You come here, you're authentic, you say the way it is. So you did prison time and you're on the heroin for about 20 years.
Yes,
as a heroin
on
addict.
And off, yeah.
How did you, when you went to prison, how did you stay a heroin addict?
I just did a cold turkey. I suffered for a good probably a good 2 months, they gave me, oh, we're going back years ago, they gave us a couple of tablets, but really, it was cold turkey. You did it hard. Whereas today, you get your methadone, you've got all your, you know.
But then obviously you came out and got back on it.
And got back into it. And most people, you know, the most people in jail, I would have to say 70% are all in there because of drug abuse.
Yeah, it's the devil's curse, isn't it? It really is the devil's curse, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it? The alcohol. I mean, I've been sort of helping people, trying to help people for the last 25 years. The first 10 as a police officer, and the last 15 years as a criminal defence lawyer. And if it wasn't for the stupid drugs and the alcohol, half our problems would be wiped out, wouldn't they?
They certainly would. Yep.
Yeah.
But people keep talking about heroin. There's more people on ice today than there is on anything else. More people die from alcoholic poisoning than heroin. But it's this stigma attached to heroin. Wow, heroin shooting up, or you know. But yet, you see it on TV yourself. Saturday nights, they're blind drunk. They die of alcoholic poisoning.
Yeah.
So alcohol.
I can understand the grog, and I can understand why people get stressed and drink too much. But I can't understand the heroin, how people can inject that stuff into their arms and then get hooked for life. I was in King's Cross not so long ago. I just went to a pub there, caught up with a mate, and it was early in the morning, and some bloke came up and he said, "Do you want some heroin? I've got some," you know. And I'm thinking, why would anybody even want to try it? Can life get that bad?
Look, there are people that like to use, say, party drugs like MDMA or what do you call it, speed. They like that buzz. Then there's people that like to relax. Like I'm the sort of person that I like to block it out. And with heroin just blocks it out. If you told me tomorrow's going to end and you give me a good dose of heroin, I'll say, oh well.
See, well, Angelo, that's interesting because I get that block out. What Angelo's talking through meditation. I meditate every single day for at least an hour, and that gives you that feeling of detachment and gets rid of all that nasty stuff. But we'll be back very shortly to talk about Angelo and how he got through the tough times. Don't go away.